Y'all ever seen a grown woman get blasted 10 feet backwards by a hidden water cannon while screeching like a feral peacock in heat? No? Well, pull up a chair because I've got the kind of story that'll make your sweet tea spit out your nose. And if you're thinking, oh Lord, not another HOA Karen tale, buckle in. This one's got an underground spring, barbed wire, a fake landscaper, and a military-grade irrigation defense system. Yep, that actually happened. To me. So I live out in the hills outside Asheville, North Carolina. Not deep woods, but far enough that you gotta wave to your neighbors with binoculars. Retired out here 2 years ago, bought myself this little piece of heaven, 5 acres, pine trees, birdsong, and the crown jewel, a natural spring-fed pool. Crystal clear, 52 degrees year-round, and hidden behind my house like a secret. Locals used to say the Cherokee elders considered the spring healing waters, which, hell, after soaking that thing, I believe it. Now, the reason I fenced it in with high-grade hog wire, motion lights, and a coated gate wasn't because I'm paranoid. It was because I learned real quick that if you have something nice in view from a drone, someone's going to try to take it. And someone did. Her name was Karen. I'm not using that as a meme. Her actual name was Karen Lydia Delancey. Lives 3 lots over in one of those weird, gray stucco McMansions with fake stone columns and 10 flamingos in the yard. HOA president, self-declared wellness guru, and a menace in pastel yoga pants. At first, it was small things. She'd wave too long, show up uninvited with organic muffins that tasted like recycled mulch, ask me strange questions like, "You ever thought about opening up that pool for the community?" I'd just smile and say, "Karen, this ain't a community pool. This is my pool." The answer's no. But she didn't like that answer. Not one bit. I started noticing footprints outside my fence line. Boot prints, the kind with expensive tread. Then my gate code got changed, I know, because I set it to my dog's birthday, and suddenly it wouldn't open. Then I caught her peeking through the brush on the east side like some nosy suburban possum. Still, I didn't confront her. I figured if I ignored it, it'd stop. That was my first mistake. One afternoon in May, I come back from town, arms full of groceries and a gallon of sweet tea in my teeth, and there is a giant, fresh, gaping hole cut clean through the backside of my fence. Hog wire sliced like it was deli meat. And there's a trail of wet footprints leading right to my pool towels, sunscreen, and a folding chair with a sign stuck in the ground that read, "Private Meditation Zone, Do Not Disturb." In Comic Sans. I almost dropped my tea. So I stormed back inside, put down my groceries, and checked the security feed from my motion cam. Sure enough, an hour earlier, Karen and 2 other bleach blonde ladies, one of them pushing 70, came trotting through that hole with yoga mats, cucumber water, and Bluetooth speakers playing in ya. They set up shop like they own the damn place. Even used my hammock. My hammock. I was famine, not just at the trespass, but the entitlement, the boldness, and the sign. I mean, Comic Sans. Now here's where things get good. You see, I'm a retired engineer irrigation systems for industrial farms. Back in Texas, I once designed a pressurized crop rotation valve that could shoot a possum 50 feet if it got into the lettuce. I had rigged my spring pool with a water cannon system, mostly for deer deterrent, but I'd upgraded it a bit. I had it wired to trigger if anyone crossed the invisible beam near the back fence without the coded key fob. I never thought I'd use it on a human. But I'm a fair man. I figured maybe Karen thought I was bluffing about the private property part. So the next day, I put up a new sign. Big, bold letters. Trespassers will be soaked. And under that, just for good measure, this is not a joke. Then I went to town and bought a decoy key fob. Left it hanging just barely on the inside of the new fence. Like bait. Sure enough, 2 mornings later, I hear the distant Enya again. I tiptoe up to the porch with my coffee and binoculars and wait. There they are, Karen and her cult of the glowing smoothies, crouched like raccoons, whispering, snipping at the newly patched fence. Karen grabs the fob, holds it up like she found the Holy Grail, and marches in like Caesar crossing the Rubicon. 3 steps and flip. The beam trips. Boom. The cannon explodes with a sound like Thor's personal toilet flushing from the heavens. A column of ice-cold water arcs 40 feet, hits Karen square in the back, lifts her off her flip-flopped feet, and flings her clean across the grass. Her friends scream. One slips and lands in my azaleas, and I'm on the porch nearly peeing myself laughing. But the kicker? She gets up soaked, sputtering, mascara running like a Tim Burton character, and yells at my trees. "You can't do this to me. I'm on the board. Lady, you're on the ground, and trespassing, and wet." I call the sheriff, who knows me well by now. Deputy Ray shows up, doesn't even try to hide his grin when I show him the footage. Karen tries to claim it's a public utility spring, and I owe the neighborhood access. Ray politely reminds her this is private land, with video proof of forced entry, and if she wants to argue about water rights, she better be ready for federal-level headaches, cause mountain springs fall under complex state codes, and surprise, I already filed ownership with the local watershed authority. But she doesn't stop. Next week, a strange man in overalls shows up at my gate with a clipboard and says he's from the HOA Landscaping Committee. Wants to do an inspection of any community beautification opportunities. I say, "Buddy, you got 5 seconds to get off my gravel before I turn the can your way." He leaves without blinking. So I install more cameras. I install trail cams. I link them all to my phone. I wire the back fence with a silent, alert, no alarms. Just a little vibration in my watch if it gets cut again. Then I wait. It happens at 3 a.m. on a Thursday. Fence breach. Ping. I quietly get dressed, grab my flashlight, and sneak out through the garage path. Sure enough, there she is, Karen, in a black hoodie like she's in Mission Impossible, with wire cutters, gloves, and a freaking measuring tape. Measuring. My pool. I step out behind her. Looking for something. She screams, trips, and falls in the pool full body, freezing cold, at 3 a.m., gasping like a fish in a blender. I don't laugh. Not this time. "Karen," I say, "you do realize this is the 3rd time you've trespassed. You faked an HOA position, sent someone to pose as an inspector, and now you're here, in the middle of the night, wet and shivering with criminal intent. Do you really want to go down for this?" She sobs. "I just want a quiet place. My life is falling apart. My husband left. I don't even like yoga." It hit me. In that moment, this wasn't just entitlement. This was desperation mixed with delusion. Still not an excuse, but it explained a lot. I gave her a towel, walked her to the edge of the property, and told her if she ever set foot again, the next cannon might be pepper spray based. She never came back. But 2 weeks later, I got an anonymous letter, apologizing, with a gift card for Home Depot. No name, just for your fence. I laughed for a whole day. Look, I'm not telling you to rig your property with booby traps. I'm just saying, sometimes when people cross your line literally and figuratively, it's okay to blast back with a little cold truth. Or water. Or both. So, y'all got any neighbor horror stories that made you install home defenses like you're guarding Fort Knox? Tell me. I need to know I'm not the only one. And hey, if you like this mess, share it with someone who's got a Karen on their block. Let's form a support group. We'll meet by my pool invitation only.